Hey girl, what's going on? I'm just getting set up. I went live a little prematurely. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome in, everyone. We're gonna get started on a free yes/no here in just a second. Oh, you're in South Carolina, Amy? Cool. Maya, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Oh, Shavana, you have the flu. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Dang. Getting the flu in the summer, that's so rough. Okay, so we're gonna get started. This is for Amy. Amy says, has Elias thought of me recently? Has Elias the Virgo thought of Amy recently? Yes, 10 of Pentacles. All right, Margaret, please rephrase to a different question. I typically don't answer questions regarding like financial questions like this. Anything that involves a contract or financial numbers or advice, etc. I'm happy to answer a different kind of question for you. This is for Anna. Will I have 5 kids to teach English language on this vacation? The Lovers in the 6 of Pentacles. Maybe 6. Lovers is number 6. 6 of Pentacles is number 6. I think you'll have at least 5, I would say. My Does X Samuel want to be friends? Not at this time. Sorry, I'm putting the, I just realized I'm putting this like out of view. Not at this time. Bria. Bria, this is a yes for me. Strength. All right, aesthetic delta. I'm getting a no. 4 of Swords for aesthetic. Carrie. Oh. Will N and Carrie get back together? 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 Queen of Swords. I think so. I think yes, but it's gonna take some time for the iciness to kind of thaw. The Queen of Swords is very cold, very distant, just like the depths of water is very cold, very isolated. So this is gonna take some time to thaw. I don't think it's gonna happen right away, Carrie, but I do think that you're both thinking about it. So I'm gonna say yes. Gemini, will Sag travel towards you tonight? Like, what do you mean, Gemini? Like, is this person going to, like, come see you? Or is this person going to be in proximity near to you? What are you asking me? You're welcome, Carrie. Thank you, Joanna, for liking. You're welcome. All right, this is for Sienna. No, 8 of Cups. Pure Heart. No, 9 of Wands. Gemini says either one, they kind of go hand in hand. You want to see him. All right, well then maybe we should ask, will you see the Sag tonight? Because that answers both questions. Will the Sag travel to see the Gemini tonight? Will the Sag travel to see the Gemini tonight? Will the Sag travel to see the Gemini tonight? I think that's a yes for me. Those are like, this is definitely a good card, 10 of Cups, because it's coming out in reverse. It makes me feel like, you know, you may not be fully satisfied or fully in alignment. But the 4 of Cups upright talks about disappointment, and it's in reverse. So I think that you'll be happy with the outcome of this evening, but it may not go exactly how you want or exactly how it's planned. I think you'll see I think the Sag will travel to the area to see you, is what I'm getting. Where are we next? Let's see. Paula. You're welcome, Gemini. Should Paula separate herself from A for good? You're welcome, Gemini. No. Seven of Swords for Paula. No. Margaret, will I get my promotion this month? Will Margaret get a promotion this month? Margaret get a promotion this month? If you donate, please let me know. I'm getting a no for Margaret. Four of Swords. Abria. Yes, Abria, the world. You're welcome, Anna. Space Cowboy. Not necessarily Space Cowboy. There's still an opening here for you and this person. Two of Pentacles. Joanna, does Maru have feelings? Yes, Nine of Cups. Mystical G, will Mystical G be successful astrologer? Depends on how you define success. If your question has intention of making this your full-time career, or if you're wanting to be known as an astrologer and a lot of people seek out your wisdom, or if it's a little bit of everything. I am getting a yes for your question, so just pay attention to the intention behind success for you. It is going to be something that you have to slowly build over time, but if you keep going, I think it's going to definitely work out for you. You have to put the time into it, okay? Chelsea Daly. I am getting a yes, Chelsea. The Fool. This is for white chick. Yes, Knight of Wands. Wisdom. We do not do questions that are not yes, no for free. So Wisdom, you want to rephrase your question. Unless you would like to donate for your question, you can do that too. Yes for Shavana, Page of Pentacles. Brittany. I don't think so, Brittany. Questions about some kind of like incarcerated activity. This could indicate that maybe there's some type of booking that's happening, or maybe there's a transitional process, or maybe this person's awaiting trial or something like that. Seven of Cups indicates that it's not a definite that this person is incarcerated, but there might be some kind of like legal issues surrounding their situation. that's still yet to be decided. So you're welcome, Aesthetic. I'm getting a no for wisdom. That was 10 of Swords. Sayantani. You're welcome, Wisdom. I'm getting a no for Sayantani as well. 10 of Swords. Not karmic connection. That's a no. This is for Bree. Hey, IJ. Oh, thank you. Bree. This is for Bree, honey. Yes, it might be related to finances or career. Knight of Pentacles. You're welcome. IJ, you actually came just in time because we just finished the free list. So you are next. You're welcome. How did Anne feel when she hit you up the day before yesterday? You were actually asleep. Oh, wow. What was she doing up in the middle of the night? So the Four of Cups tells me that there's some kind of indication of like disappointment, or kind of in like a mood that's kind of maybe not quite disappointed, maybe a little more neutral. She could have just gotten in, but like because she was up in the middle of the night, that indicates to me that there could have been some type of like insomnia, some difficulty sleeping, or hasn't really had the opportunity to go to sleep yet. The Four of Cups to me feels almost like boredom. And so maybe she was thinking about you. Sorry that the table's shaking a lot. Let me try to zoom out a little bit. that she was thinking about you and maybe hoping that you would be up, or hoping for some kind of conversation or something to kind of help her fill the time while she was waiting for maybe that time for her to be able to fall asleep. This could also indicate too that you were heavy on her mind in the middle of the night as well, because typically people who reach out to people in the middle of the night are up to no good. I don't think that was necessarily the case for her, but I do think that means that she thinks of you like even late at night, if that makes sense. I think she was looking for some kind of companionship as well. The Hierophant in reverse indicates to me that she doesn't feel as close to you as she would like to feel. And the Seven of Pentacles coming out with that card makes me feel like she was looking for a way to grow that. She was looking for a way to foster that affection with you, and that sentiment. So the Hierophant is like, I want to, in reverse is like, I don't know him as well as I would like to know him. I want to get to know him more, or I want to get closer to him. And the Seven of Pentacles indicates that her communication with you at that time was her way of reaching out and trying to grow that connection with you, trying to get you guys to a new level or to a new point. I'm not really sure how the conversation would have gone if you were up and you had seen that she had messaged you and you didn't like wake up to the message, but I feel like she might have been very talkative last night, or the night before last. I feel like she might have been very communicative if you happened to be awake. Not that she was trying to disturb you or disturb your peace, but I feel like she was in a mood of like, let's converse, like let's communicate, let's have a conversation. That maybe in the middle of the night when things are quiet and you have some time to yourself and you can really just kind of dive into a conversation, that was maybe something that was easier for her than to do maybe during the day. I think that we all, our inhibitions are lowered in the middle of the night, to be honest. We're tired, we've had a long day. That's probably why they have like those and QVC and stuff like that late at night, because they're hoping that people will make bad decisions. We're just, our inhibitions are lower, I guess is what I'm trying to say, at that time of night. So I feel like for her, maybe she was in a headspace where she was feeling a little bit more brave, a little bit more courageous, a little bit more like, hey, let's move this along, let's see where this can go. The Chariot's all about mobility, it's movement forward. It's so she was very focused and determined to reach out to you as well. I don't think this was on a whim. I don't know if this was in response to something that you said to her, but something in me tells me that even if she was responding to you, she would have reached out to you regardless. I feel like she was on a path of determination, and whether she had something to respond to from something that you had said before or not, she was going to find a way to open up the dialogue that evening. I feel like she was just looking for a way to just progress the relationship that you have going on right now. There's like something I'm tapping into, but let me get the full thought here. There's something I was going to say about her determination to reach out to you that evening. I think normally she feels, pretty safe. She kind of has a lot of self-control, and she feels like more, I guess, restricted, I guess you could say, with like the Eight of Swords here. But I don't know. I think you were just like heavy on her mind that night, IJ, to be completely honest. And I don't want you to feel bad. Like if you weren't able to respond to her right away, I'm sure she's gonna get in this kind of mood again at some point. But I think it was a little bit of like missing you, a little bit of wanting to be entertained, a little bit of wanting to get closer to you, a little bit of wanting to see where this can go. She's feeling a little bit braver. Jafitha, I am doing donated readings right now. Did you want to donate? And you know, I think she honestly thought you would be there to talk to her too. I think she thought you might have been awake. Um, I do know that if like she DM'd you or something, if it was more like an Instagram conversation, I know that they can see if you're online or not. So maybe she was just hoping for the best. But if there was no way to know, she might have just been like really expecting you to be available to talk to her. I don't know what time you guys normally communicate, but there's something from her perspective I'm feeling that she had like a lot of high hopes that you would have been available to talk to her. Even though the time was not ideal, I still think she views you as someone who makes yourself available for her, and I think that maybe she had thought that you would be available to talk that night as well. Yeah, so I think in her mind she thought you would be communicating back with her. Is there anything that I talked about that you need clarified? I really think that it was just a way, an excuse to talk to you, an excuse to get close to you, to communicate with you a little bit more, maybe when she was feeling more courageous. Um, I also feel like it was impulsive. I don't feel like a lot of thought went into it previously. Here, babe, I can give you your TV back. It's, uh, talk, but since you weren't using the TV, I figured I would. Nothing you need clarification on, but you're going to donate for a channel message. Okay, that sounds great. Do you see how, like, the reason why I like having the mirrored screen is because see how delayed it is? Like, if I wave my hand in front of the camera, it's going to take, like, a long time to get there. So if I've got the card even in view, I'm not going to know in real time that, see, now it's waving. So, like, that's why it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's just, like, a delay. All right, IJ, let's get your channeled. I do know that at one point I would use my crystals to keep the perimeters to know like how far left and right that I could put the cards down. All right, IJ, let's get your channeled message going. Oh my gosh, it's already 9:30. What the heck? The store closes in like an hour. I'm probably gonna have to run after this live stream. I gotta make a list of things that I need to get.
I hope it's not burning off. There should be enough burn off there for you.
You're talking about to get out of the driveway?
Yeah.
You didn't move your car, did you?
Yeah.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So I want to make sure your car was far enough away.
Okay. All right, IJ, bear with me here while I get this going for you. Hey, Zarella, welcome in. How are you tonight? Our free list is closed for the night, Dorella. Donations are open though. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I'm working on a channeled message right now for IJ. So I'm going to be quiet in the chat for a few minutes. Little Uno, hey, welcome in. How are you? Okay, we're a little done with, almost done. Like about halfway. Hey SB, how are you, friend? Can you add $5 more to make the second question a $13 read? Of course, of course. So you donated originally for a mini and a love spread. You want to just do two $13 readings? Yeah, absolutely. That's totally fine. Oh no, she found you too? Now I think it's just a viral sound at this point. Oh, lovely. That sounds great. Yes, I'll do it when I come back, if that's okay. I have to run to the store before they close, and they close in about an hour. So I'll be back on tonight. I'll be back on when I get back. Unless lovely, if you want, what I can do as well is I can just do it offline and send it to you. But if you prefer to be live, then I can do that. You just let me know what your preference is, or if you have a preference. And SB, I got your add-on. All right, IJ, so here is your message, and I did send it to you. So she says, I want something to me. I think about you pretty much every single day. I know that things haven't gone the way maybe either of us thought in this, but I want you to know I'm enjoying whatever this is between us, and I'm enjoying you. You make me feel encouraged and supported, and something I've noticed is that I always walk away from our interactions feeling happy. You never fail to make me smile, and that sticks with me all day. And when I go back to reread our conversation, I find myself smiling all over again. You're welcome. All right, and IJ, you should have a copy of your reading as well. If you don't have it, let me know, but I think it went through. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on SB. SB, let me pull in your questions here. I gotta open your message that you sent me. Hi, Mature. How are you? You want to know if your baby is a boy? I'm not doing free questions right now. Did you want to donate for a yes/no question? It's $5. It's up to you, or you can wait until the next time I'm doing free readings. Bless you, honey. Aw, she's hoping for it. That's sweet. You got a good evening. Thank you, IJ. I hope you have a good rest of your night. I hope you and her talk more. Alright, so I just have to make a quick announcement that donations are paused. They're not stopped, they're just paused. I do have to leave my house for a bit, but when I come back, I can resume readings, or we can take it offline if that's your preference. So anyone who donates, feel free, but I won't be able to do those donations right away. I'll have to do them when I get back from the store. So the last person on my list for right now is going to be SB, and when I'm done with her, I'll be leaving, but then I'll be coming back on later if we get more donations. Yeah, come back another time, Mature. I don't think I'll be offering free readings like for the rest of tonight, but maybe check back tomorrow, okay? Oh my goodness. All right, love spread for you and B. SB, if you're here, feel free to check in with me just so I know if you're around. If you're just going to watch the recording, that works too. Very positive reading. This is a upright and reversal shuffle deck right now, and the majority of the cards are upright. That tells me very positive, not seeing any like negative cards jumping out at me at all. For how he feels about you, we have the Sun, his true intentions, the Hierophant, what you want, King of Pentacles, what he wants, Justice, what brings you together, Nine of Wands, what could pull you apart or like a weakness is the Seven of Wands. Energy around the relationship is the World. What's hidden is the Queen of Swords. And will the relationship be successful? We have the Judgment card. So the Judgment in reverse is making me feel like we might still be dancing around the core of our feelings, like the depths of our feelings. When the Judgment is upright, it does tell me that we are being upfront. We're putting our cards on the table. We are telling each other how we are feeling. And maybe you're opening up a little bit more, but I still feel like it's this will they, won't they, what's going to happen. When the Judgment comes out, it's healing, it's absolution, it's forgiveness, it's trying to confess, basically. You know, it's that confession kind of energy. So it being in reverse indicates to you might still be like salsa dancing around the truth of what's really you're really feeling. And that's not, haven't really felt that you've had the opportunity for that. Maybe you're just hoping for that conversation to happen in person, which I totally understand, but that's just the energy that we're in. Judgment is a great card to say if a relationship will be successful. It's a very positive card, even in the reverse. In the reverse, it means that we are aware that conversations need to be had, we're just not having them. And then in the upright position, it means we are having those conversations. I don't really look at Judgment as a negative card, even if it's in a reversal. So I feel like that indicates a positive outcome for the success of the relationship. Um, for what's hidden, we have Queen of Swords. Not to be redundant, but I'm still pulling that similar energy. Queen of Swords is very observant, not very action oriented. They're the energy or what's hidden is more like observation, more like paying attention to things. So like he very much hangs on every word that you say, and you hang on every word that he says. So lines, it's like you guys are only giving each other but so much, and he's reading into what you're saying and vice versa. So you know, you might be kind of like, I don't know, like I pay attention to what each other is saying, because you're trying to see if there's like a deeper meaning or innuendo behind what someone is saying. And I feel like you both are doing that. We also have the World for the energy around the relationship. So that makes me feel like the both of you feel very complete when you're talking to one another, when you're in one another's company. You feel very good about the connection. The World also talks about travel. It talks about to have that kind of come up in your readings probably until you guys are closer in proximity. Um, but generally, the World success, it indicates completion, it indicates feeling whole with someone, feeling good around them, feeling good in their presence. Um, and then for strengths and weaknesses, we have the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands. So I feel like no matter what happens between the two of you, you guys keep going. The Nine of Wands is resilient. The Nine of Wands is the card of perseverance. It's that maybe you guys always feel like you're so close, you're like almost there, you guys are almost going to happen. And so that kind of keeps the energy up, it keeps the interest alive, it keeps the motivation to try to make something happen. And then the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Wands is about protecting your peace. It's about not out there protecting yourself. You can see she's kind of in like a little bubble. So she's really trying to make sure that she's not fully extending herself or putting her like self on the line or her neck out there staying for him. So we're speaking about the person you're referencing. So it's almost like the both of you are really trying to stay at higher ground. The Seven of Wands indicates like having the upper hand. So maybe you guys are both hoping that the other person will concede first, or like the other person will give in first, so that way you can keep your pride or your integrity, hoping that the other person gives in and confesses and spills. Um, but what it indicates to me is that you guys are in the position more of like, well, I want him, and he's like, well, I want her to talk first. But regardless, each other, no matter what, you guys still get under each other's skin. For what he wants, we have justice. So this is still telling me that he's leaning into wanting that communication, wanting that conversation, that honesty, that transparency. He's wanting to see justice for your connection, meaning that the things that you guys have gone through in the history that you have together, he wants it to feel like it was for a reason. What you want, we have the King of Pentacles. So again, not to be redundant, but you're looking for stability, you're looking for reassurance, you're looking for encouragement, you're looking to know without a doubt how this person feels about you, and that you feel very secure in that relationship. Maybe even looking for someone to take the lead a little bit so you don't have to. We also have the intentions on his part and how he feels. So he's wanting to get closer to you, you know, like the Hierophant here indicates that you guys have a lot in common. You see things very similarly in a lot of ways. You understand each other. And he's saying, like, I want to get closer to her because of these things. And he feels like you're just a ray of sunshine. You're extremely radiant. You're a lot of fun. He feels like you're more worth it. Like you are very maybe positive when it comes to him. He perceives you just like a very happy, giggly person. So maybe you don't necessarily give him a hard time. I'm not saying that you guys don't have your little moments, okay, that maybe not so positive, but generally as a whole, he perceives you as someone who is very happy and positive, and also he says you make him feel happy and positive. So that is what I have for you, SB, for your love spread. Let's look into your next question here. So for your question that you're asking, you would just like to extend it to a in-depth reading. I do understand how dreams can do that. It's actually weird. It's weird how dreams can make you feel like closer to someone. I notice that a lot when like there's people that like pass away or something that happens, or people who are at a distance or you haven't seen in a while. It just makes it more real for you if you can feel that dream, you know. But that is funny, his remark, what he said, so I don't think did he intentionally do that. That is really funny. Okay, so let's see. What was the significance of this dream, please? What was the significance of this dream? What is the significance of this dream, please? Hey Anila, we are not doing free yes/no readings. We're done with free reads for the night, but if you want to donate, you can. I just will be back to do those readings later on this evening. If you're looking for a free reading, I would recommend checking back in tomorrow or the next day. A lot of the times that I go live, the majority of the times I offer free yes/no questions. It's just that list is closed for the night, okay? So yes, for sure. What's crazy is I used to have dreams with him, and we would communicate. Then I would call and ask him or tell him. Yeah, for sure. So here's what I will say, SB. And you're lucky that you have that kind of connection with him where you can actually confront him and ask him, like, was that you? That's kind of crazy. That's fun. I like that. Um, but I don't know if intentional. Might have been. Um, but CSB, here's the thing is that when he has so much energy focused on you, there's the concern of like not wanting you to be with someone else. And I think that even if it wasn't intentional, it might have been unintentional. It might have been a subconscious thing. I do think that he made that happen. Um, he's very pleased or happy or something like that that you dreamt about him. This made him feel really excited, really good, and I think that's why he had that joking banter because I think he was curious, like what that was all about himself. It was, yeah, my kid was in the dream too, and he was being sweet. So I wholeheartedly believe, hey William, I wholeheartedly believe that when we are putting a lot of thought energy into someone, can seep into their dreams sometimes, you know? Like I can go, a very long time without thinking about someone and then suddenly like an old friend or something will like pop up in my head and I'm like, wow, I've not thought about this person for a very long time and then suddenly they're on my timeline, suddenly they're on Facebook, like like people you may know and then I'm getting like memories from 7 years ago that that day. So it's like it's interesting how that happens. So I don't believe any of it was by accident. I definitely feel like because he's putting a lot of thought energy towards you that manifested in a dream and you're picking up on it. I also feel like you're very intuitive as well. So that's just a natural thing for you to pick up on. But I don't necessarily feel like it was 100% like consciously intentional, but I think that that because the situation like this has happened in the past that it might happen again. I think he's trying to find ways to stay relevant with you. And I think that's really the significance of the dream is that I think he wants to stay in your mind. Even if it's at a peripheral, he wants to still be something that you think about, someone that you think about. Um, and I think that if we can't be with someone physically, we try to be with them spiritually. And I think there's a lot of concern or worry about you dating someone else or being with someone else. And maybe this was his way of getting himself back on your mind again, especially because you said that after the dream it made you like miss him more because it felt real, right? It felt as close to real as it could be. Um, and I think that he just was looking for ways to, get back in your mind. So I definitely feel like this was almost a collaboration. I'm not picking up on the fact that this was like a spiritual message or something like that. I think this was strictly just astral energy. I think this was just, a lot of focus being put on each other, thinking about each other, maybe more so on his end than yours, especially with that Five of Swords card. But I think that, you guys have found ways to meet and be with one another, even at a distance. Um, there's this fusion here. Two of Cups just makes me feel like it was a true connection that happened. Even if even if he doesn't remember having a dream with you like that himself, it doesn't matter. Even if it wasn't a conscious dream where you guys met, it doesn't mean that wasn't his energy in your dream. Does that make sense? Because energy has no starting or ending point. It has no time. It just, even if he's like, oh, well, I didn't dream of the same thing, it doesn't matter. It could still be his essence that was there, and that's what you missed. He came in the dream like, hey, I'm here, and then he was being sweet to you and your kid, and you partied together. Yeah, I feel like that was like a visitation of someone that's like Earthside basically. And you know, there's a lot of missed opportunities that you guys have had, SB, in real life to get together. That this might have just been like a manifestation of the two of y'all's like conscious or subconscious mind, your desire to see one another, and like things getting in the way, not being able to do so. So then you're like, okay, well, I guess let's meet in the astral realm. I mean, I definitely think that's anything can happen in our dreams, and I think anything is possible. And so I think just the heaviness and the desire and wanting to see each other and feeling like every time you get the opportunity to do so, it's not working out for you. It's like, okay, well, what can we do? Because we are missing each other and we are wanting to see each other. Um, you know, it's like the kind of thing where like a widow might crave that kind of dream. Just like, let's, if we can't be together in person, let's try to be together in our dreams or something. Let's, until we can meet again. Like, it's that longing, it's that yearning, it's that desire. And so it's like anything that I can get is better than nothing kind of thing. In one dream, you remember he moved, he was sending you fruit to connect with you. It was a pear. And he did it behind the scenes. He can't explain. So are you saying that he like so his like him waking conscious mind was sending you a symbolic fruit in the dream to connect to you with? Is that what you're saying? Almost like a psychic exercise, or are you explaining the dream itself? Aw, awesome. All right, girl. Thank you. That makes a little bit more sense to me. That's kind of cute though that you associate him with that symbol or that symbol. Oh, I see. Okay, SB. I'm not sure if you're sending another comment or not. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for now, maybe for the night. Um, but I will see you guys when I see you, SB. Thank you again, and you're very welcome. I will see you guys next time.